Hi, and welcome to part 5 of the 6-part video series looking at the feasibility of rainwater harvesting in arid environments. In this video, we'll be looking at the cost and maintenance it takes to implement a rainwater harvesting system. Here is an outline of the previous videos as well as the remaining videos. A rainwater harvesting system is comprised of various equipment and materials, which include a gutter system. This is going to channel all the water that falls on the roof to a concentrated space or rain barrel or cistern. After the water is in the rain barrels or cisterns, you will need a distribution system to move that water to the point of use, and this would be for irrigation. And lastly, you will also require maintenance of the system in order to maintain a properly working rainwater harvesting system. And lastly, you will also need to consider the maintenance it takes to maintain a rainwater harvesting system. Starting with the gutters. Gutters and downspouts channel rainwater from the roof to a cistern. So the gutters are going to be kind of like the roadway to the concentrated area or the rain barrel or cistern. A lot of homes already have gutters in place as well as downspouts. That is ideal since a lot of the gutter systems tend to be the size that is required for the amount of rainfall that that area receives on an annual basis. If you do not have a gutter system, then one of the things to consider is the size. Again, it'll be dependent on the annual rainfall and the desired harvesting volume, so how much water you desire to collect. One of the recommended sizes is about 4 to 5 inches in width. Again, if you have an existing gutter system, then that should work fine. The gutters and downspouts can be of various material, which include vinyl, plastic, aluminum, and galvanum. And galvanum is just a mixture of galvanized metal and aluminum, making it a little bit sturdier. With vinyl or plastic, those you can install yourself usually. Aluminum and galvanum gutter systems and downspouts usually require professional installment. So that's something to consider as well when it comes to price. And again, the price is going to be dependent on the material. And if you have a gutter system already in place, then that's great, $0 per foot. However, if you do not, it can reach up to $12 per foot. And this is looking at about galvanum or aluminum type of gutter systems that would require a professional installment. In addition to the gutter systems, there's also gutter guards or leaf screens that can be added. The gutter guards prevent leaf litter or debris to get into the gutter system and would only allow water to get in. It makes it easier for individuals to clean out the gutters and prevents the debris to go into the rainwater barrels or cisterns. Moving on to the cisterns or rain barrels. So cisterns allow for the concentration of rainwater in one place. When looking into purchasing a cistern, the size is going to be the biggest component of that decision. And this is going to be based on the average rainwater that can be harvested during the established time frame. For instance, if you desire to collect rainwater year-round, then you would have to calculate that using the rainwater harvesting equation. The size is also going to be determined by the cost or price that you're willing to pay. And that's going to be, the price of a cistern is going to be heavily dependent on the type or material that you desire. So there are various types of rainwater harvesting cisterns or rain barrels, some that are metal, which you can see here, some that are polyethylene. Here, there's some that are wood. And then they also have these bags, which you can put in your crawl space if you are limited with space on the outside of your home. You also want to make sure that the cisterns that you do purchase are dark colored or opaque. This is because with debris or leaf litter that potentially could enter the cistern, that can cause a growth of bacteria and algae with the direct sunlight. So if it is dark in color, then no light is penetrating through to allow for that growth. And now, depending on the size and material, this is where the price is going to vary. So if you are looking at something that are, small rain barrels that you can just place outside, you're looking at something within $100 or even less. If you're looking for big tanks that are either underground or have great reinforcement, then you're looking anywhere between, and again, this is going to, like mentioned, it's going to be dependent on the size. So if you're getting something that's going to hold a large volume, then you're going to be in the upwards of $1,000 and up to $11,000. There are additional requirements for your cistern. One of them would be the structure to support the cisterns. Water is extremely heavy. And so if you don't have, and you want to make sure that the cisterns are in a leveled area. And, as the earth tends to move, you want to make sure that they are placed on either a wooden block or cement blocks or in very stable ground. There are also first flush diverters. And the first flush diverters is going to be the system that allows you to flush out the first amount of rain that goes through the gutter system. So if you don't have a gutter guard, or if you haven't had rain in a while and there's a lot of debris or dust that's on your roof, the first flush diverters would collect that first amount of volume of rain and prevent it from entering the cistern. This helps with the limit of algal growth inside the cistern, since the debris will be captured in the first flush diverters. Moving on to the distribution system. So the distribution system is going to move the water from the cistern to the point of use. With this, one thing to consider is the type of irrigation desired. There are various different types of irrigation. There's sprinkler irrigation, gravity-fed irrigation, and surface irrigation. Sprinkler irrigation is, as you all know, just a sprinkler system. This is going to require pressure, because in order to create that pressure, you are going to need a hydraulic pump. If you don't have the elevated grade, then you have gravity-fed irrigation or drip irrigation. This is one of the most cost-effective way to distribute water from a cistern to the point of use. This means that the gravity-fed irrigation, so if you have just a slight grade or elevated system, then drip irrigation doesn't require much pressure for water to move from one place to the next. And then the even more cost effective is surface irrigation, where you as an individual would go and fill up your handheld water canister and irrigate the plants yourself. The price is going to be dependent on the irrigation system. As mentioned, if you desire a sprinkler irrigation, then you will need a hydraulic pump, and these can go upward from $300 to $1,000. Again, it'll depend also on the amount of area that you're planning to irrigate. And then your drip irrigation would require a drip line. You will need that slight grade or elevation difference from the point of use and the cistern in order for water to just use gravity to move that water. And then again, there is the surface irrigation, which is just labor intensive, but the cheapest option. And this is perfect if you have small gardens, small areas, and if you are planning to irrigate your plants by hand yourself. There are additional materials and equipments like piping, valves to turn the water off and on, irrigation timers, filters, which would be a part of the distribution system to get the water from one place to the next. Lastly, looking at maintenance of rainwater harvesting system, and I'm going to focus solely on the outdoor water use since this 6-part series has been specifically looking at outdoor water use. One of the things is to maintain your gutters free of leaves and debris. This could be done with the gutter guards, or if you plan to do it yourself, then just make sure that at the beginning of the rain season that you have that cleared. The cistern should be opaque or dark colored or in shade to prevent algal growth and the growth of bacteria. This is extremely important since this could in turn affect the discoloration or affect the odor of the water that's being collected. And this also can become a breeding ground for various mosquitoes or other unwanted pests. Any PVC pipes should be painted for UV protection. This will prevent it from any cracks or any leakage. One of the most effective ways to disinfect the water and to prevent the growth of bacteria or algae or mosquito larvae is to use chlorine tablets. This is going to allow you to simply just put chlorine in the cistern with the water and take care of all those unwanted material. You can also use filters, and again, the filters would have to be changed periodically. And one of the most important things is that the system should be inspected regularly for leaks and, again, algae, discoloration, and odor. The inspection for leaks, this will allow you to make sure that you have the fullest amount of volume that you've collected and are able to use. This will also prevent water getting into places you do not want, and for reducing the amount of unwanted material that can accumulate in the cistern or rainwater harvesting system. There are a ton of resources out there. These are just a few that I use to gather some information. These sources will have rainwater harvesting equipment. They have more information on the implementation of a rainwater harvesting system, as well as technical assistance, which can be required if you desire a more complex system. That concludes the cost and maintenance of this video. The next video will look at a run-through example with all the different parts of the 6-part series to look at the feasibility of rainwater harvesting in arid environments. If you have any questions about this project, please feel free to contact me at briandahernandez90@outlook.com or Dr. Maureen McCarthy and or Dr. Lutz at their respective emails. Thank you.